Hello everyone, Brian here again with yet another Gerber gear review. Today I'll be talking about the Gerber Suspension Multi-Plier. This arrived a few days ago and I have been using it since then, as you know. And I gotta tell you, this is one of those tools, or one of those multi-tools that have been getting a lot of publicity because there is a clone of this known as the Bear Grylls Gerber multi-tool. Just real quick, just to let you know, it's the same sheath, it's the same tool, except the Gerber's version is a little more expensive by an extra $10, and it's got Bear Grylls' name slapped all over it. So with that being said, let's get right into it. So here we go. We're going to open this sheath up, and I'll talk about the sheath in a moment. So I'll put that aside. And then there's your Gerber multi-tool. Now on the packaging, when you get it, if you look closely on it, it says the design is based off the suspension bridges in Portland, Oregon. So I thought that was actually pretty neat. It's got your typical tools. It's got the needle nose pliers, wire cutter, fine edge knife, serrated edge knife, saw, scissor, cross point screwdriver, small and medium flat blade screwdrivers, a can opener, bottle opener, and a lanyard hole. Lanyard hole seems to be very typical with a lot of Gerber gear these days. So let's go ahead and just talk about a couple of these things. So here's the serrated blade. Everybody knows the serrated blade. I haven't used it to cut anything. As you can see, it's not even used. I can see there is a hair there. But basically, this it comes out of the box pretty darn sharp. I was actually really impressed that this came out sharp, and I was even more impressed to learn about these locks they call the Safety Plus. Basically, you pull down on either side. There's one side there, and there's one side there. Pull down, and then you can close safely. Yeah. All right. Next tool. We all know the bottle opener, can opener. Again, this is actually very functional. I was messing around. Well, alright, let's be honest. I was drinking last night, and it opened a few bottles for me. Nothing major there. Pretty good. Again, like all the tools, it all locks in, so you got to go ahead and pull back, push down. Next tool there after that, Flathead Screwdriver. Another friend of mine actually has this. He doesn't use it for the screwdriver. In fact, what he did was he shaved down the edges here to make it a hole puncher. The reason being is that he works a lot with leather. He works on a ranch, so he needs one of those. The famous scissors, or not so famous scissors. But these scissors are very sharp, probably designed by Fiskars to throw in there. Again, you close like so. Oh, before I close it, deep inside, in between the scissors and the other tools, there's your lanyard hole. Man, there's a lot of fuzz on this thing. The fuzz is probably coming from the sheath. Again, I'll talk about the sheath in a moment. So that closes in like so. Next, on the other side of the blade, is the fine edge blade. Maybe it's just mine, but a lot of people said that this comes in razor sharp. Mine came in sharp, but it's not really razor sharp. You know, it does cut. You could definitely incise something pretty quickly. It's really nice to have it there when you need a blade on you, but it's functional. It's just not razor sharp. At least mine wasn't. Here's one of the broader flatheads. There's the Phillips head, which you know is flat. It's a flattened Phillips head. Now what you can get, which I'm going to be getting later down the road, there's a kit actually that you can fit on top here, and it makes it so that you can use other kinds of flatheads and other types of Phillips heads and hex wrenches. So that's a pretty nice feature. One thing I do like is this razor sharp, other razor sharp saw, which I just poked myself pretty badly on. I'm going to have to take a look at that in a moment. But basically, it's a really sharp saw. Let me see if I can get a good focus on there. There we are, with more fuzz on the end of it. This cuts small branches. You probably cut a small tree. Due to the length of it, it's probably not going to cut a big tree. You may need to go ahead and use a chopping technique with that, or praying with your knife. And let's get into the suspension pliers. Why is it called suspension pliers? It's because it's spring loaded. I don't know. I think it's suspension pliers because it looks like the suspension bridge here. It's just spring-loaded pliers. Don't quote me on that. Very basic, very simple, very strong. That was my main thing that I was worried about. I've heard a lot of stories of the first batch coming through where the tips would snap. I actually have been using the pliers for a lot of things, mostly for testing purposes only, trying to break the pliers and utilize Gerber's limited lifetime warranty, and trying to use this on bolts, rusty nails, stubborn nails. It just wasn't going to break, so that's pretty nice. And also down here you can see there's a wire cutter, and what I believe down here is a wire stripper, although that's probably, yeah, I don't know. I'll have to find out later. I'm not going to say if that's a wire stripper or not, but I think that's a wire stripper. But anyways, yeah, so that's it. That's the Gerber Gear Suspension Multi-Pliers. You can get the Bear Grylls version for a little bit more money, or you can save yourself a few bucks, and get yourself the original. The only main difference between this and the Gerber Bear Grylls suspension pliers is that the Gerber Bear Grylls has a rubber housing on it to give you aided grip. What I like about the ends here is that it's actually already here. I'm not really gripping it sideways all that much. I actually am gripping it down here. I do have small hands, but I can get a good enough grip on it. So that's that. When you close it in, by the way, it locks into place. Alright, now before I end this, the sheath. During this review, I have noticed that a lot of fuzz, probably from the inside, has been coming off onto the sheath, and the fuzz probably came from this. They call it multi-carry. I only see dual carry. You can carry it sideways, or you can carry it upright. They say it's a ballistic nylon sheath. I guess so. I guess I'll take their word for it in this one. A lot of people have been saying, by the way, that the sheath is very weak. Comes in very weak, and it's already coming apart. Mine hasn't. Maybe I'm lucky. Maybe they just got a lemon, or maybe this is because the second batch is made a little bit better. I don't know. There's more fuzz. But I'm not sure. The only thing I've noticed is just a lot of fuzz is coming off on here. And it looks like I got some fuzz in here. There we go. So yeah, that's that. So this is Brian, sign off for now, and I'll talk to y'all later. Okay, bye-bye.